Racers, start your engines!
It's the first time that me and my crew here in ASEAN from AWS ran a DeepRacer training for university with more than 400 people attending. And from what we heard from the Vice Chancellor, this was not a must-have, but it was purely optional. But yet at the same time, you've seen students, professors, lecturers and staff coming together, more than 400 of them, to attempt DeepRacer, to understand how does machine learning works and how reinforcement learning works in this DeepRacer journey. It's been a true honor and a privilege to be able to partner with the university to run the race together.
Unleash the power of machine learning through hands-on learning and compete for prizes and gallery. The AWS DeepRacer League is the world's first global autonomous racing competition driven by reinforcement learning, bringing together students, professionals from almost every continent. With hands-on training, participants learn to build reinforcement learning models to race on an AWS DeepRacer device and in a 3D virtual racing simulator. Whether the participant is a seasoned pro at the top of the global leaderboard or started to develop a model for the first time, AWS DeepRacer is the fastest way to get rolling with ML.
DeepRacer is the beginning of the machine learning journey of every participant. The participant can take whatever experience and knowledge they have garnered through this entire competition and apply this to their future machine learning journey and experimentation as well. For the past few years, what I really see is the kind of energy level as well as the level of commitment of the participants whenever they engage in the DeepRacer competition. Now, DeepRacer provides a gamified way where machine learning can be fun. So, which is why we see a lot of the participants are very much deeply involved in the entire competition as well as the entire journey itself.
Okay, my name is Dang Jianxun.
And my name is Dejai.
And we are from Dark Cloud Chat. So we look from internet, Google and YouTube and search for others' experience. And
Yeah, we learn from the others' experience and we continue to train the model to make it stable.
I think the model you need to at least to train for maybe 5 to 6 hours. And the most important thing is the stability. You need to make your model, your car, most as stable as it could.
Yeah, I think the most important part is the car do not go off track. Yeah, so the stability is also important and the code, the simpler the better.
Yeah, and also for the reward graph, you need to make sure that it is converged to maybe 100%. That's the most optimal one.
My name is Chongjet Blanc.
My name is Tan An Ning.
And my name is Wong Kaiser.
Okay, we are
From Team
Machine
Miawas.
So basically, what we learn from this competition is that we are from computer science intelligence system. So basically, we learn a lot about artificial intelligence, which is all topics about machine learning stuff. And what we learn is just some theoretical base. So in this competition, we are actually able to see a real life situation, an actual situation on how to implement all this machine learning knowledge. And of course, to be specific into what we call reinforcement learning. And we learn a lot of, we can see like how it actually implements into a real life situation. And of course, nonetheless, the basic things like teamwork and communications and exploration into all these machine learning worlds. Yep, it's a lot of things to learn, and there's still a lot of space for us to gain improvement.
So my name is Wang Junzi.
And my name is Tom.
My name is Yong Ming Jun. And our group name is Common Emitter. Okay, so about what we have learned from this competition, it's about how to make our reward functions and reinforcement learning, and how about we use it in our local training. This DeepRacer is actually about learning the reinforcement learning models, and we have actually crafted the reward functions from some online sources. We referenced them, and then we made our own custom versions. And about the reward functions, we have realized that this reinforcement learning model actually relies on our math, okay, a lot of math. So if we didn't get our math right, it actually causes our model to go some random directions, and it makes our performance worse. So we have learned that the math is actually very important for all of these deep learning models. And so about the local training part, we actually run some local training for our deep learning models. And these deep learning models running on locally, we need to use Linux operating system to run it. So in Linux, we actually learned that some of the deep learning models the components, we have to run it in Docker, and we have to craft it, initialize Docker, and then craft our own environment. So modify our environment files and use our own computers to run on it. So that's pretty much all we have learned from this competition, and yeah, we have quite a lot of fun in this.
Typically for students after running DeepRacer Lake, having trained their first model, what we've seen for the participants is that they understand how does machine learning works, they understand and have practical hands-on experience on what it means to build their first machine learning reinforcement model. So the biggest takeaway is that they then can use that to be a jump pad for them to spring onto other machine learning frameworks and techniques. We've seen students after DeepRacer, they went on to become machine learning scientists, data scientists, or even becoming data engineers. And they all started off with having DeepRacer to spark off and ignite that curiosity and learning journey in the world of AI/ML.
The Asia Pacific University is one of Malaysia's premier universities of higher learning of technology. They have graduated more than 14,000 highly skilled technology professionals in Malaysia and in the Asia Pacific region. APU has earned a reputation for excellency in education and research and development. All these skilled technology professionals is always our key target to participate in the DeepRacer League. On top of that, APU have been using AWS to run different workloads since 2016 to help the university on teaching, learning, and school administrations. Since then, they're already familiar with all the AWS services, and this will also benefit to the DeepRacer event.
One of the really interesting things that we've seen in the last year is that during last year's reInvent, which is the largest tech conference that we run at the end of every year, where more than 50,000 people coming together in the tech summit and the global league was being run, we've seen that in that race, in the finals, we've seen that the top 3 position was swept away by 3 people from Asia. That's one thing. And not only are they from Asia, but they are all from a school, they are all university students, and they are all from the same university. So this means that even for students, they are able to compete at the world stage at machine learning and still beat out all the other professionals in across the world. And that's one of the really interesting things that we've seen this year, and we are anticipating that even in this year reInvent Global League DeepRacer, we're going to see the students upping their game and competing at the same level across with the professionals in big enterprises.
Well, in full words of Amazonian leadership principle, I will encourage the participant to take lead on learn and be curious. There are a lot of resources available in the internet. I will encourage participants to explore those resources available on the internet, as well as joining community discussions so that they are able to exchange ideas and experience with fellow participants in the worldwide scale.
Today is the first event in Malaysia. We will have another 6 subsequent events in the coming 6 months. The winner of today's event will have the chance to compete with other winners in Asia Pacific region in September, and in turn to participate to our Global DeepRacer World Championship in November at Las Vegas. Through the event, we hope we can provide a fun way for the students from APU to experience machine learning. And at the same time, we can also encourage the student experimentations and grow that the student can test their new found skills by experimenting with multiple sensor inputs, the latest reinforcement learning algorithms, neural network configurations, and simulation to real domain transfer method. Finally, the event can benefit APU to foster team building and competition for the students.
So after DeepRacer, essentially DeepRacer is the first part of is a primer to machine learning. What's next is that students can continue on to build on top of their existing knowledge and skill by participating in the Global League. So in the Global League, we will begin to see students and participants across institutions, government, companies, enterprise, universities coming together to compete at the world stage level. And through that journey, students can continue to harness and improve their learning model from where they started off here in APU. And we also see students moving on from here, there's next steps to start to pick up things like machine learning techniques, start to understand what it means to train a model, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and basically go on deeper when it comes to the journey on the AI/ML.